Hello students, today we are understand about the term nutrition for the class 10th biology. To perform metabolic activities, energy is required by all living organisms, and this energy comes from the food that they eat. Food is an organic substance. The simplest food is glucose, also called the simple sugar. The complex form of the food is a starch and is made up of glucose. The general term for the substances like the glucose is carbohydrate. The food is taken up by the organisms of different groups in different ways. A nourishing substance taken into and absorbed by an organism to sustain life, to enable growth and to repair the tissues is called a food. The entire process in which the food is taken up or consumed by an organism is called nutrition. Thus, the process of intake of the nutrients and consuming them during the various activities of metabolism is called or defined as the nutrition. It is the process of feeding and the subsequent digestion and assimilation of the food material. The substances required for the nutrition are called nutrients. Nutrition is vital for all the physical well-being as it provides us the energy to perform our daily activities. Balanced food is essential because it provides us energy, vigor and stamina and helps in repairing damaged parts of our body cells, tissues, organs and organ systems, and also produces a new cells for the growth and reproduction in the organisms. Any category of the food that satisfies the above mentioned requirements is considered to be a balanced food. A balanced food should contain the nutrients such as the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals required by the organism for their growth, maintenance and repair of their body tissues and energy production. In unicellular organism, there is no specific organ for taking in food, exchange of gases, and removal of waste material. All these activities are performed by the entire body surface of the organism by simple process of diffusion. On the other hand, in multicellular organisms, various body parts become specialized to perform these functions. Now the question arises, how do living things get their food? The methods of producing food by an organism are defined as the mode of nutrition. Different organisms have different modes of nutrition and thus organisms differ in their mode of nutrition. Depending on the mode of nutrition, organisms can be classified into following two main categories: autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophs, for example, all the green plants and some bacteria like cyanobacteria, the blue-green alga, use simple food materials obtained from the inorganic sources in the form of CO2 and H2O. On the other hand, heterotrophs like the animals and the fungi use complex substances which have to be first broken down into the simpler substances before they can be used by these organisms. For this, heterotrophs use catalysts called the enzymes. Enzymes are the proteins which in very small quantities catalyze and control the natural chemical reactions of metabolism. Cells contains many thousands of the different enzymes. Several heterotrophs, they are depend on the autotrophic organisms. Now the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic is a mode of nutrition in which an organism prepare its own food from the simple raw materials. It can be defined as a type of the nutrition in which an organism synthesizes organic materials, food from the inorganic sources. Such organisms who prepare their food themselves are called autotrophs. Thus, autotrophs are the producers of food. Green plants and autotrophic bacteria are the examples of autotrophs. as they synthesize their food using raw materials such as water, carbon dioxide, and mineral salts. They all contain green color pigment known as chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is capable of trapping and fixing the solar energy used for synthesizing raw materials like CO2 and H2O. Green plants achieve autotrophic mode of nutrition by a process known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process of the food preparation in green plants in the presence of sunlight. It is a process by which the plants use solar energy to produce carbohydrates from the carbon dioxide and water. Simple inorganic compounds like the carbon dioxide and water are therefore converted into the complex organic compounds like carbohydrates under photosynthesis or the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Molecules of the chlorophyll capture energy from the sunlight during the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis can be summarized as 6CO2 plus 6H2O. In the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, it is forming glucose, that is 6H12O6 plus 6O2. Three main events which occur during the photosynthesis are: number first, that is the absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Second one, that is the conversion of the light energy to the chemical energy and splitting of molecules of water into the hydrogen and oxygen. And third one, that is the reduction of the carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. Some other organisms also utilize sunlight as a chief source of the energy to manufacture food. The example of such organisms are green sulfur bacteria, purple sulfur bacteria, and purple non-sulfur bacteria. All these organisms are called the photosynthetic autotrophs. On the other hand, the organisms like nitrifying bacteria and sulfur bacteria, which use energy released in the chemical reactions to manufacture their food, are called chemosynthetic autotrophs.